Another thing that I like to make to finish off like a unicorn or whatever animal that I've made, I like to add little rosettes. So I make them in this size, and I also make teeny tiny little flowers that are this size. So that's what I'm going to show you, how I make them today. It's, for the most part, it's pretty simple, very beginner friendly. It's one of the first things that I actually learned how to make when I started learning how to crochet. So for these flowers, I'm going to be using I Love This yarn in the color Instant Classic. It's very pretty, very bright, very easy to see. And how you start the big rosettes are, you're going to pull up a slip knot on your hook. I use a 4mm hook, and you're going to chain up 27. '21, '22, '23, '24, '25, '26, and '27. And now you're going to skip the first 4 chains, and you're going to single crochet in the 5th. You're going to chain 3 and skip a stitch. So overall you're creating these little holes. So again, you are going to chain up 3, skip 1 whole stitch, and go into the next one, single crochet. Chain 3, skip a stitch, go into the next one, single crochet. And you're going to do that through the whole length of your chain. And then from there, you are going to turn your work. So now you're working on the opposite side. And you are going to go into each space, and you're going to put a single, then 1 double. Don't let it fall off your hook. And then there's your 2nd double, and your 3rd double, and then another single, and then in the space right here between them, you slip stitch. So again, in the next space, it's single crochet, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, another single crochet, and in the little space in between, slip stitch. And you are currently creating your petals. It would help if my hook wanted to work with me. We're getting close to being done with making the petals. So again, you do a single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, another single crochet, and a slip stitch. So single, double, 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 single, slip stitch. In the very last stitch, the very last space, you do the same thing, single, double, 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 and then a single, but instead of slip stitching, you're just going to fasten it off. You're going to pull up a little bit of tail. You're going to cut your tail. And then from here, it looks like this. I grab it here, and I slowly start wrapping it around itself. Then you take your yarn needle, thread it through, and you start sewing, making sure all the petals stay together. Depending on what you're using them for, obviously that should determine how well you want it sewn together. If I'm making it for an amigurumi unicorn or something, then I will go through this multiple times to make sure it's really safe, really secured down. Most of my things are purchased and made for children. Obviously, you wouldn't want your little one snuggling with an animal that wasn't, properly sewn together. I just make things as safe as I would want them for my own daughters. Okay, then the bottom, obviously, this is the part you wouldn't see, so it doesn't have to necessarily be as neat and tidy. And then from there, you can sew it on to whatever you're making. I make dream catchers as well. And I've made a unicorn dream catcher with a flower crown. So from here, obviously, I tie these together and I cut them. And then when I go to put them on my dream catcher, they're attached via hot glue. so I don't have to worry about sewing them on. But that's how I make my rosettes. Next, I'm going to show you how I make the tiny little flowers. Which I also use for dream catchers and flower crowns on animals and stuff. So what you're going to start with is a magic ring. Sorry if you heard that. So magic ring, I hold it with my pinky and my ring finger. I wrap it around my first two. Grab it with my pinky. Make an X. Flip my hand around. Go under the first loop. Pull the second one up and under. And I start with a single chain to get my magic ring. To make the tiny flowers, you are going to work a series of 5 of these groupings for 5 petals. So I do a single, a double, and a single, and then a slip stitch. So it's a single crochet, a double crochet, a second double crochet, and a single crochet, and then a slip stitch. So there's our first 2 petals. You're going to do that 3 more times. So single, double, double, single, slip stitch. Single, double, double, single, slip stitch. I'm going to pull it just ever so slightly to give me a little bit more room. So single, double, double, single, slip stitch. Pull it together a little bit more. If you can, you need to make sure that you have a big enough magic ring. I know sometimes that's not the easiest. So for the last one, do single, double, double, single, and then that final slip stitch and fasten it off. I'm going to snip my yarn, pull that all the way through, and then you're going to take your tail of your magic ring. You're going to carefully start pulling it. And for the most part, it'll come together. Just got to take a little bit of working around. So there's a little flower. It's actually a little bit bigger. It's a different yarn. And you can work with this one. You could do a single and then a single double crochet instead of the 2 double crochets to make it ever so smaller. Different yarn types obviously will yield different size flowers. But I like to pair these 2 kinds of flowers together to make, like I said, the flower crowns for animals, flowering on dream catchers, and all those different things. So, if there's anything else you would like to see, just let me know down below, and I will see if I can make that happen. Thanks for watching.